What's up, ladies and gentlemen? chuckfinleLP, Sonic Heroes Part 9. We are still with Team Dark as they adventure through the Grand Metropolis Zone on their way to crush the city under the control of Eggman. Alright, so the paths and everything for for this team are pretty much the same as Team Sonic, except with the added robots. The difficulty for this one is that there's going to be a lot more of those turtles that we saw before. Let's see. And there will be a lot more of those style paths instead of the path. Won't always be clear. That's another big thing. You know how Team Sonic, there's always at least some way, a very easy way to get across. Well, not with Team Dark. There will be a lot of those bottomless pits where you have to jump onto an enemy to be able to continue on, or a group of enemies. And as you can see, the power in the power formation between each teams is the same, so there is no one, like one team won't hurt a robot any more than another team would. So Knuckles is the same strength as Omega, and Big's the same strength as the Team Chaotix, Vector, and everybody's the same strength. You know, there is none of that kind of, well, one team's stronger than the other. Everybody's the same speed. All of the flight formation will stay in the air at the same time and move at the same speed. So you won't gain any advantage by being any one team, except for difficulty how you play the game and the challenges that you'll have to face while doing it. Now, as I said it with Team Sonic many times, you want to try to focus more on your flight formation and speed formation characters. With Team Dark, you want to focus on your power formation character more than anybody else at first. Make sure that that Omega is powered up all the way, and then it's just whichever one you want to use next. I would definitely go with Shadow. Make sure he's leveled up all the way. But if you can't easily use the speed formation like that, well, then you can just use Rouge. That's another good person to level up. Alright, so you did notice I did miss a lot of robots and stuff on the bottom of the ground down there. That was because you could probably gain more score just by going along the rings, and you wouldn't worry as much about maybe losing a key if you had found one this quickly. And so you always have to think about it like that. You know, since you don't have to worry about speed for this team, is, well, what's the safest route rather than the most beneficial route a lot of the time, especially if you don't have a shield like I don't have one right now. So it is always good to look back in these types of hallways in every level, because you'll always find something hidden. Usually there's a key back there, or a 20 ring. Not usually anything that small. The biggest difference in the teams, I guess I would say, I was sitting here just thinking about it, is the tornado attacks that the well, the differences in the teams also go towards the moves rather than the strength of each individual character or their speed. It's just the different moves they can do. Everybody has some form of tornado attack, but everybody's move is different. All of the speed characters, they're all different in one way or the other. Every power formation has their wide attack, but they all differ from each other. And all of the flight formation characters has their own defense they can use if they don't have anybody to use the thunder shoot with. But that also will differs in how useful it is. I won't spoil anything, but the only thing I will say is the dummy rings, obviously, as you've seen, do not work at all. They're all that well. Oh crap. Alright, since we might as well try to get some lives while we're here. Probably shouldn't take the time to go all the way back here, but I've never been up here before, or been back here. Yeah, I don't normally go along that rail. That's pretty cool. I will try to go on different paths that I don't normally go with the different teams, just to try to give it some, just so that they're not the same every time I go through a level. A lot of the time it will be, just for speed and just so I don't mess up and I won't get an A rank or anything like that. But if it's easy to do, then I will gladly do it. But if you notice with Team Dark as well, you also have more rings that you can collect. As you can see, I'm over 250 right now, and you were lucky sometimes with Team Sonic to get close to 200 rings at a lot of the time. And that's another big difference. Usually you wouldn't see something like that with the hardest team in the game, but it's to help you get through it quicker, and you won't, or yeah, to help you get through some of the levels quicker. Since there are so many robots, you know, you may lose your rings often or get hit often, and then you'll just have to keep restarting the level. Then it'll get old, and you'll end up just stop playing the game. Alright, sometimes glitches like that, or not glitches, but, well, I don't know if that's a glitch or like a bug or something, but sometimes you'll just kind of just stop running while you're on a path like this. Oh, that's good. We got a shield now, so I'm surprised I haven't found a key yet. That is actually very surprising. So you can see this is definitely a different path that Team Sonic didn't go along, because there was always there was nothing like this in their side of the story. And also the levels for Team Dark are longer. So if you say you would be going along, well, that sucks. I'd rather not jump down there, but I guess I will for a key, even though it is the worthless key. Anyway, so yeah, the Team Sonic's levels would kind of end halfway through a level. Team Rose's levels will end fairly quickly in the level, and Team Dark's levels are the longest. So you'll see the entire level, rather than it being cut short for whatever reason. That was good. I was glad more than one person went along there. Oh, crap. Well, there we go. Okay. But yeah, there's really just some of the differences that are with the teams. Okay, maybe that... maybe it's just you go along different paths, but I could have swore that you actually went along, that the levels were longer for Team Dark.
Piece of cake.
There's that 65,000 thing again. I would say either 65,000 or 70. would definitely be the a safe number to try to go around. Now, if I said, like I said in part 1, the time isn't that big of a thing that you need to worry about when you're dealing with the with Team Dark and trying to get an A rank. It's more along the line. It's more how much score from the enemy you can gain in a level, but also you want to try to factor that in. Using the team or the enemies to help you out as much as you can. It's kind of hard because it's not as clean cut as with, say, Sonic Adventure 2, because you kind of have to, like in old Sonic games, you have to use a little bit of everything. You have to try to get through the level as quick as possible to gain the maximum amount of score. But with these newer Sonic games, the time bonus isn't as great as it was in those older games, and especially with the ranks and how you need often a high number of points to be able to obtain an A rank. You have to kind of play the level a couple times to try to guess the range that you would need to go, or just automatically guess a really high number depending on the team you are. Like with Team Sonic, I would say around 45,000 to 50,000 would definitely do it. But then also you could say with, you know, there was some times when there would be 70,000 and higher, a couple levels towards the end. But with Team Dark, you know, since we've seen a close to 9,000 for, I believe it was Seaside Hill Act 2, you have to just kind of go off of the range 65,000 to 90,000 points, somewhere in that range. You should be good. You should always try to shoot higher than needed, and that will definitely ensure that you get an A rank. But also, it's not that easy to do. I mean, you know, you can't just say, oh, hey, I'm going to try to go after 90,000 points. Well, some levels, like with Seaside Hill Act 2, that was definitely possible, especially if you had went along some of the different paths, or if I could have hit some of those rings, a couple more of those rings with more characters, I would have definitely gotten an A rank. The rings actually do help you out a lot because you'll gain 1,000 points for the character that the player is controlling, and then you'll get 8,000 for all of the AI characters that are being used. That'll go through the rings, so you can gain 2,600 points right there, and that will definitely help out. I mean, it seems like a small number, but it will definitely help you out. So if you couldn't get a relatively high time score or ring score, that will definitely help you out. Just the small amounts of score like these 2,000s will definitely rack up over time. As you can see, I'm already a little over a minute into this level, and I already have over 10,000 points. So it's just whatever you can do. You know, I mean, you can only do so much in a level, especially if you've noticed I haven't been the best for trying to go after rings anyway, or those colored rainbow rings anyway. But, oh crap. Alright. Could probably go out, just use a Team Blast, but if you can get those golden turtles while they're still open, you can definitely make it a lot easier on yourself. Since I never went up this way, I think I'll go speed. That's usually a safer route, I guess, to go along rather than the flight, because that involves you flying a little bit more and leading you to die a little bit easier. But yes, if you can catch the turtles while they're open, while their heads and legs are out instead of all tucked underneath their shell, or you can also just try to be quick with how you attack him. I mean, not every time you try to go after him you will attack him, but it's definitely a lot easier than trying to use the speed formation and then the power formation move, or technique, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, I probably should go down there, but that is a little bit more of a dangerous path, even though I don't have any keys or a high amount of rings. I still would like to try to save it anyway. And what's usually down there is just a lot of closed boxes with enemies that you have to try to defeat to gain access to those closed off areas. Alright, so if you don't have the flight gauge up while you're trying to do that, that does make it a little bit harder, especially if you don't know the pattern of the rings. Like I didn't, I was just almost guessing. But yeah, down on those paths, if there are 2 of those areas, and I believe there are, I will definitely try to go after them. I suggest not going after those rainbow rings along those 2 areas, the one at the beginning and there. Well, okay. Yeah, I definitely do not suggest doing that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get off here before I die. Now we'll go ahead and use it. You really don't need it for this level. The only level you need it for is... Didn't get a... Okay, I was gonna say, I guess I didn't get a thing for Omega, but I already have all of everybody's power cores leveled up. Let's see, should be... Nope. Sometimes there's a key back behind that box, and I believe there was with Team Sonic as well. Let's see. Some of the problems with this game, I talked about the PS2 version being buggy, or people complaining that the PS2 version was worse, and that was more just clipping and frame rate issues. That's not related to being buggy with the game or bad camera controls. Like a lot of people complain about this game, and the GameCube version on Metacritic only got a 64% vote out of 29 votes that were counted, and that was they were usually just going after the camera angles. While I have had a few camera angle issues before in the past, I haven't while I've been trying to record this Let's Play, and I definitely haven't had any recently. The only place I had camera... Ouch. Oh, I really hope I didn't have a key. The only place I had camera issues was at... was in Hang Castle once when I was trying to find a key in a room, and I couldn't get the camera angle to stay off the wall. That's the only time I've had any trouble with it. Alright, so you can see there was 2 power cores here, and I believe I promised I would jump down there, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. It should send me through those rings. Nope. Well, oh well. Alright, this will just kind of give you a glimpse of what that other section was. I believe that other section was a little bit longer, so you won't really gain the full... Well, yeah, I guess this is about almost the same size or length or whatever. And you can just see down there what you'd have to go through if you decided to go down there. But anyway, the issues with the was just the camera was one of their biggest ones. The voice acting was something that they complained about a lot as well. I would definitely say the voice acting isn't all that good, but it isn't bad. I mean, I really dislike Tails' voice actor, definitely. And Knuckles, one it isn't too bad. I'm pretty sure that's still the same guy that they used in Sonic Adventure 1 or Sonic Adventure 2, and I like that guy a lot. So, you know, I will automatically say that it wasn't bad anyway. But Rouge, I didn't like her voice actor in the first one, and I'm pretty sure this isn't the same voice actress that they used for that one. Cream I didn't like, but I won't talk too much about them just yet. I won't. It's not really spoiling anything, but just I like to try to keep it. If I'm doing a team, I'd like to stay focused on them rather than talk about a different team. Even though I have been doing it. Yeah, see, I believe that was a key back there, wasn't it? Yes. All right. So that's what this. I believe that is the third key. Certainly aren't stairs, but you want to be very careful while trying to do things like that. I almost didn't hit that last egg pawn. I almost didn't destroy the last egg pawn that I needed to, and I would have been very bad if I hadn't. And sometimes you will. Another problem with this game is sometimes while you're trying to use the light speed dash, you will either do one of two things. You will either if you're jumping, you'll use the black tornado or tornado spin, or you'll use your rocket dash technique. And what you have to do, you have to make sure, or to use the light speed dash, you have to make sure you're close enough to rings. Yeah, definitely don't like her voice actress too much, but she isn't as annoying as the one in Sonic Adventure 2. I really didn't like hers, but anyway, you have to make sure that you are right, very close to a line of rings. You have to make sure you are pointing along the line in the same direction as the line of rings you're trying to go with, and you have to make sure you hold the B button down. If you're not close enough to the line of rings, then you'll do a spin dash or a charged up spin dash move. If you don't have it lined up, you will only go after one ring, and if you're pointed to the left or right just a little bit, you'll charge along that ring, but you'll go in the wrong direction instead of the direction you wanted to go. So you really have to be careful how you do it, and I am actually surprised Vector called her that. That's a derogatory term towards women, a broad. And while it's not as bad as some of the widely known ones, you just don't really go around calling women that, especially for like a kid's game. While the term hasn't been used in a very long time, it was more widely used in the 1930s and 40s. And some in the 50s. It's not that. It's still, it's not something you really want to call a woman. But anyway, alright, so this team is definitely a lot harder to knock out than Team Rose was. And what they like to do is, if you can see their character list, they will cycle through it really fast to try to confuse you. And so you won't know which character to pull up next to fight them. So that is one bad thing about the bad thing about fighting the Team Calyx. We will fight them with Team Rose and Team Dark. But anyway, I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many of those turtles did I destroy? Both the green and the gold turtles. How many of them did I destroy? Thank you for watching. Until next time.